Now I'm going to try an experiment. This experiment is to say that when the whole group is present and the GM says so, the GM says, okay, guys, this is it. This is the blowout. This is when everything you care about gets resolved. And the mechanical feature that I want to invoke is that although we have this rather rigid mechanic of, okay, now you're the spotlight, now you attack, even though this is all very rigid, one thing that's not rigid at all is where any of this occurs. So if the new spotlight player wants to continue the scene right where it is and says, and now I arrive in that exact spot, they can. Mm-hmm. Or if they want to say, we're at this spot and all you guys are there, they can. So the framing power is rather strong. So you don't have to lose. I mean, you can have this whole start over, enormous time lapse or whatever, power that you want, but the same power can be applied to keep everything together or to bring things together more. So that's one thing. Second, the attacking player, if you will, has a lot of authority over what kind of problem is at hand. So, therefore, the only reason, the traditional power of the GM to say, okay, guys, this is the climax and this is what's happening and this is how you get here, or here are the clues you need in order to get here. I don't have those. I have only the qualitative power at the very beginning saying, I think this is when we should do this stuff. And then after that, it's kind of up to you to decide what kinds of coming together and what kinds of problems are going to be, for lack of a better word, climactic enough. So that's kind of what I'm aiming at.
I think I like the idea. The question is there something that can really signal that in the procedures in the process? Mm-hmm. Once you declare that, what actually changes about what we do, other than now we try and match your climactic call.
Right. Well, those soft techniques that I was talking about, I think, are the most important because they're actually extremely powerful. But the other important thing is to say this is when we use extended contests. This is when we start using those round-based contests, and this is where the ultimate success of a contest is independent of what happens to you in it. In the simple contests, if you win, you get the benefit. Mm-hmm. In the extended contest, if you win, yes, the stated at stake contest is won in your favor, but what happens to you is a very different matter. How many resolution points have you accumulated individually is very different from how it all turns out, especially when there's more than one member on a side of a contest. So that's what's really different about an extended contest, is that you can win the conflict, but you can be hurt or die. Mm-hmm. And that individually is, it's a real toss-up. So, and also, like all extended contests, it continues through several rounds, so you can be doing well or start badly and then do well or whatever. So, if I say, so mechanically speaking, I would say that although obviously small, simple contests here and there could be possible in this session, we're going to be angling toward, or rather it will be likely that I will invoke the extended contest mechanics as, for a reason. Basically, we wouldn't do it unless this was the big blowout. So that's kind of what I'm testing at the moment. Some of you have seen that one of the people at Adept Play, whose handle is Love D, is really, really interested in this and is following the nature. What I especially like is that she's following the nature of the playtesting itself very carefully, which I think is very cool. Very interested in how this is exemplifying a playtest process. So, okay, let's review our order.
Good, yeah.
And I'm the one with the tapes, so you'd think I would know. Okay, and so that means that it's actually Morgan coming in on Gordon. That makes the most sense from what we're recalling.
Me coming in on Gordon?
Right, because you were the spotlight player for all of that stuff about the young man's death and all of the...
Right. Okay. All right, then. Earth's First Mind. What are you up to at the moment?
Building from what I did at the end of last session is I actually added Seeking the Children of Chin Lao. Because it seems like we've mostly gotten humanity back on as unmolested a path as can be reasonably expected, except that we don't know just how much influence this meddling of Chin Lao's has turned out to have. And so Earth's First Mind is combing the globe, striding through the abyss of time to find any other pieces of influence from Chin Lao, other children of his that may be in danger of interfering with whatever the natural development of humanity from this point forward would be. And he wants to. He's got some thought dialogue that's going on while he's doing this, where he's thinking maybe it's time to take a rest, take a step back, let humanity go about its own business. But first, before he can do that, he's got to make sure that there's not any further influence from this terrible Chin Lao person.
Yeah, just got a couple more days before retirement. Put all this behind me.
Luckily, he's not literally a retirement person, so he's not therefore having invoked that required to die. But it could happen.
All right, so this is where I either step in with my character to create a problem for Gordon, or find something on Gordon's sheep.
Maybe, though, it's easier to think about it the other way around. That either you look at something on his sheet that's intrinsic to giving him trouble with this, or you say what happened in the last scenes, the last situation, and draw directly from something on your sheet to be a problem because of that. And the idea being that since you were the spotlight character, it's not entirely impossible that you can find some direct or indirect problem coming in on that. And as the GM, whose job is to try to keep all the information more or less, sort of the collective unconscious of the group, that I would remind you that Diamonds has actually claimed or become part of the vision of Chin Lao. Even though the true Chin Lao has now, of course, come to peace, with all things, and no longer seeks to force human evolution. But that doesn't mean Diamonds isn't a manifestation of all of those machinations before that.
I don't have anything on my sheet that directly connects with Diamonds as the problem.
Unless you want to spend a hero point to make one. 3 hero points for everybody. Spend them as you see fit.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those things that I'll be emphasizing in future playtests is how easy it is to build a collective character across all the sheets.
Yeah. In fact, I think didn't Gordon buy stuff?
Yeah, somebody did something with that already. I know that.
Well, I think that's the one I did was Seeking Children of Chin Lao.
Yeah.
Right.
It does include diamonds.
Right. But that's okay, Morgan. If you don't have something direct, that's okay. Just whatever you want to do.
I would be happy enough if Gordon just got the chance to roll against a flat difficulty and we see what happens then.
Okay. In which case, you would just stay put until it was time to be more... until it was time for you to implement your responsibilities. We've done that before. Alex also, I believe, had a number of basic conflicts for a little bit before it was time for somebody, the attacking player, felt the urge to land on him. So, okay, that sounds good.
So I will roll. I have a basic success.
And I have basic success too, which, since you're rolling against the difficulty, means you're sort of the aggressor. So that gives you the marginal victory. And so the answer is that you become aware of such an entity. And you're able to, since you're striding through the abyss of time, I'm going to say you're actually able to tell when it is and to arrive, or your perception arrives at that time, which, of course, given the folding of time and space, means, who knows what, relative to Earth normal time, we don't care. But it is wherever Diamonds is, which at last sight, I believe...
I was heading back towards Earth.
Right, was basically flying, towards Earth to the present day. Let's go ahead and say that you've arrived there. That's kind of an interesting question. We don't really know what's going on or anything like that. But what this success does, as far as I'm concerned, is it brings Alex into the scene. You arrive where Alex is, or at least where Diamonds is, and that means that it's Alex's sheet, which is now in play as well.
Okay.
All right. In that case, since Earth's First Mind has located Diamonds and now knows that she is the link to Chin Lao, I am going to bring in vast knowledge but hard to recall. He literally can't remember everything he knows.
Aha. So that is going to interfere. Now you're going to attack with that, and what is that going to target? It doesn't have to be anything that's been stated so far.
I think it's going to target Strides the Abyss of Time.
Okay.
The swirling cosmic voids that he has been traversing, in the moment that they condense into a moment of focus and allow him to locate Diamonds, it blanks his mind. And he can remember that this woman is very important, but not exactly why.
Alex, you can be involved, right? Alex, you can be involved in this conflict if you want to.
No, I won't directly. I should probably state where I am, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a big rock concert, the biggest Earth has probably ever seen. And I am recording my live album using cosmic abilities.
Of course you are.
With the remains of Zebediah's old band behind me. So there's probably this crowd stretching away into the distance, the aliens kind of playing. I'm on the microphone.
You would just be using the band as the ability?
Oh, well, there's a thing that I want to do, but it's not directly attacking...
I'm just asking what ability you're using.
Oh, then I'd probably... Probably my cosmic ability, the song Zebediah.
Excellent. So go ahead and roll that, and I will roll a difficulty, because we want to see if you suck or not.
Okay. I fail.
I succeed. You do suck. A minor failure. So, unless you want to deal with your hero points.
Yeah, no, I'll spend a hero point.
I love it. He completely blows a resource because he can't stand for his character to suck. And since you were rolling against a difficulty, that means that you get the minor victory. Or the marginal victory. Then that's fine. Since you weren't using it to augment anything, it was purely a throwaway. There you go. But we now know that you don't suck. It is, however, marginal. It's kind of difficult to kind of keep it together for whatever reason. The music, of course, is interfering with the time shift and manipulation of Earth's first mind and vice versa. That's probably why it's a marginal victory. Hard to, time is messing with the, the riffs. Rifts and riffs. At last, in a single sentence.
Christ.
The riffs are messing with the riffs. Okay.
So that's where we are.
All right. I will additionally stipulate that Earth's First Mind is affected by empathetic to individuals, but annoyed by larger groups.
Oh.
So the moment
so I've shown up here to inform Diamonds that she actually isn't welcome on Earth anymore.
How are you going to...
I can't remember why.
That's right.
And I'm really pissed off because it's in the middle of this big concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the threat is not like that kind of announcement is the other factor.
So do you state that you're on the stage with me?
Well, give us a visual, Gordon.
So probably he shows up off stage, and you're having a little bit of trouble, so you take a little bit of extra break and step backstage to confer with your musicians, and he's there and says, get through this set, but this is the last time you're going to be welcome here on Earth.
Well, I'm going to give a little visual for this because each of the aliens is in a little micro environment, and Diamonds, being semi-divine, can appear in each one of those micro environments simultaneously. So that's what going backstage means. But that's just a little visual on this. But you, of course, will speak in a fashion so that you're like the floating consciousness between all these little micro environments, and everybody can hear you. And you say, or however many people you want. I don't know how many people you want to address, just Diamonds or everybody or what. But this is the last gig. Basically, is the, Earth is no longer for such as you and me. Is that pretty much the message?
Yeah. Humanity needs a break from our...
What ability are you using to make that happen? The conflict is to evict Diamonds from Earth.
So...
Oh, wait, can I reply first before he chooses an ability? Because it might be thematically change things.
I don't think we quite resolved my specific challenge yet.
Right. Oh, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do that, or is it just going to factor in?
So I think it matters.
I'm kind of trying to find the conflict here.
Whether he succeeds in keeping me from remembering exactly why I want Diamonds here or not.
Sure, why not?
Matters. So,
go ahead and roll it off,
guys. We have to resolve.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it off, guys. Let's do that.
Okay. All right. So that is you attacking my Strides the Abyss of Time with the
vast knowledge but hard to recall.
Vast knowledge but hard to recall. Okay, so I am going to have a success. Basic success.
I also have a basic success.
Race to the middle. 3 for 3 so far.
And I will bump that up with 2 hero points.
Ooh.
Well.
Well, wait, hold on. You're bumping your value to a success. You got a basic success. You can bump it to a critical, correct?
I'll bump that to a critical. And
then bump him down to a failure. So that's going to be a critical on a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to give a major defeat for you, Gordon.
Yeah.
Unless
So I
the bidding war begins.
am having real difficulties remembering exactly what's going on here, why it is that it's so important that diamonds not take up residence on Earth again. But I will spend a hero point to keep away from an absolute failure, so that it's instead of a major victory against me, it's a step down from that.
Minor victory. Okay.
A minor victory.
So a minor victory is going to be a +3 to the ability for the forgetfulness 1, and a -3 to the ability that you were using. That was attacked. Sorry, which was, I think, was the striding, right?
Yeah, it's
striding drops by 3, and the one that includes being all forgetful is +3.
Right.
Okay.
So I get more damage there. That brings me down to a 17 on that one. And okay. Oh, it's now a mastery level.
All right,
the trigger are removed.
Right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. First of all, change its name a little bit. Alter its phrasing, which you need to do when you cross that threshold. Second, I kind of like this. Earth's first mind, remember, has been letting go of the whole human thing, his whole connection this whole time. And now it's like he doesn't hardly care as much, as to why he's doing these things. Right? This is a bit of a transformation in terms of his character.
Yeah, so how much should an ability transform when that happens? So, currently it's trigger or remove memory. And given kind of, building on what you just said, I could see it becoming simply a, uncaring, induce uncaring.
That's right. Go ahead.
Either in himself or others.
Oh, it seemed okay.
Kind of a big transformation, but it makes sense.
You could. I think so. I mean, that's what these shifts are. That I want the quantum. I want the shifts over. When you go up into a mastery level, I want it to be a quantum shift in what the ability does. So that works for me. Whatever it is you want.
Induce apathy. Okay.
Well, that's mean.
Mean, all right. It's true.
All right. So now, what ability are you using now that you have, demonstrated your reduction of moral sympathy in me? Anyway, what ability are you using to confront diamonds with?
Right.
And Alex, don't forget that you get to play this character in this context as well. Because we fulfilled the requirement of the attacking player. Now we just play.
He's going to use Servant of Sentience. I am a wise and powerful being. This is the right thing. And you shouldn't be here anymore. I can't really explain it to you.
I can't really remember why, but...
Because I can't remember. Right. But really, trust me on this one. Can't you tell?
Even better.
Even your music isn't going over that well.
What I know is that there's a load of old beings coming around telling me what I shouldn't do.
Again.
But I'm going to go. I'm just going to take everybody with me.
Oh, all right. So what ability are you going to use?
Me. Or Gordon?
Alex.
I'm going to use my Cosmic Goddess of the... what was it? Cosmic Goddess of the Guiding Star.
So is this going to be a... is this going to be like a... Are you... I want to see what we're doing here. Are you defying the directive, or are you just using this as a somewhat a rebellious or somewhat defiant version of obeying the directive.
Oh, wait a second. Am I being attacked so far?
Well, technically, yes. Gordon is attacking. Yes, Gordon, you didn't state a target ability.
Yeah, I guess the one to attack is Cosmic Goddess of the Guiding Star.
Okay, Morgan, do you want to bring in Calvin in any way? Because you are allowed to do so.
I was thinking I might, actually. I can always use Doorkeeper to just show up on the scene.
Yeah, that I don't really mind. That's not really as big an issue.
Okay, yeah, we might say that Earth's First Mind was talking to Calvin about this before he went striding the abyss of time to look for clues. Sure. Calvin has been off looking for this information independently. And yeah, precognitive would handle that information off for you.
Oh yeah, it's not a problem at all.
Okay. So let's say
freaking precognitive doorkeepers. What are you gonna do? Yeah. So it's like that damn guy in the hat in DC Comics who keeps showing up and going on about stuff.
Okay. So while we're looking at this backstage dimension where Diamonds and Earth's First Mind are facing off and they're locked in mental combat, you see on the page this third circle emerges, filled with specks of sparkling color. Calvin's granite head appears in the middle of the panel, with thought bubbles say, "I must intervene now. I have information crucial to this conflict." Okay, so let's say I butt in using Psychologist.
And whom are you addressing?
I'm going to address Diamonds.
All right, then.
And I'm going to suggest that, Diamonds, this Earth holds nothing for you now that Zebediah is gone.
No, I agree with you. This has been only bad to Zebediah, bad to me. I've just come here to remind everybody that they can go.
Okay.
There's no need to punish the people of Earth for this.
I don't see it as a punishment. It's you and your kind. You want to keep them here and to save them.
I just want to go off and expand all their minds every which way I possibly can. Because that's awesome.
Yeah.
But think of this, Diamond. You will be imposing a change upon them that they could never agree to or even comprehend. Do you think that Zebediah would want that kind of idea to be imposed upon the masses?
Yeah, I think he would.
Excellent. All right, so I think we've got that going on. Morgan, I guess technically we should know what you're targeting.
Cosmic Goddess as well. Cosmic Goddess of the Guiding Star, using psychology.
Whereas this could be defended against with something else, Alex, if you wanted to.
So, no, I'm going to defend, actually, with Goddess as well. So I'll use the same ability to defend against both.
Excellent. All right, let's run this.
So would my ability be an augment to Gordon's, or do we attack independently?
Well, that's kind of a good question. Are we really? Is this really the climactic moment? And I'm going to claim I don't feel it. I don't feel that this is the climactic moment quite yet. But so I'm going to keep it a simple contest, and I think that you augmenting is the way to go.
Okay.
So if you roll your psychologist, I'll roll a difficulty, and we'll see how you do.
All right. Let me see. I got a 3, and it's a 12W. So
it's a rolled critical. It's considered a critical. So
okay,
And so I rolled a basic success. So you have a critical on a success, which means that you have a minor victory.
Okay.
So you therefore would be providing a +6 to Gordon.
Okay. There was a rule where you get an extra hero point if you're using personal against cosmic or cosmic against super or super against personal, wasn't there? Does this apply in the case of an augment?
No, in the case of an augment, you're just rolling against a neutral difficulty, so it has no identity.
Okay. All right, I'll just give the +6 then.
Okay. Gordon, you ready?
And our main one here then is cosmic on cosmic, so there's
Right.
nothing special going on with that. But I do have some bonuses. So it's +6, so my Servant of Sentience becomes an 8W.
Uh-huh.
I rolled a critical.
Things
I rolled a 1.
I don't have a mastery in Cosmic Goddess, so bear that in mind.
Yeah,
I
so
fail.
let's see.
Uh-huh.
Where does that end up? If I roll a critical and I've got a mastery, it just stays a critical, right?
It just stays
I've
a
got
critical. Correct.
I don't see any mastery on your sheet, Alex. I just see a 13.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have a mastery,
Okay, you don't have
so
it at all.
it's going to be bad for me.
So we've got a critical and a failure.
Okay, so what about hero points?
No, I'm going to let it go.
All right. It'll remove that from play. You just de-goddessed her.
Ooh.
Brutal.
Which is an actually interesting dilemma, in that the reason that she can't come to Earth is that she's a goddess. And so now, having de-goddessed her, probably
exiled her.
I wouldn't have a problem.
She
with her
ends
being
up.
there, but
She
I
ends
can't
up on
remember
some
that.
freaking asteroid somewhere, but no longer divine. So she is alone, far, far away in some, I'm going to say, uninhabited, bleak, terrifying alien landscape. Alone, alone, alone. There's your major victory, Alex. And de-goddessed. So, brutal. I should be asking Gordon. I should be saying, do you want to end there, or do you want to... Wait. Yeah, do you want to end there, or do you want to keep going, focusing on Earth's first mind? So I would say, what does First Earth's mind keep doing, or are you done?
So Earth's first mind at this point, with that resolution, he is moving to the remnants of his original body that are adrift somewhere in orbit around one of the moons of Saturn. And he is going to enter into sleep and let humanity run its course for a few thousand years and check back in later. But as the literal what's on the scene is, his presence, his slightly decaying manifested body, leaving some pieces across the solar system as he moves. There's something that's troubling him as he's going to rest, to rejuvenate. It's like something is wrong. I achieved what so he's vaguely troubled as he's moving to take
the eternal conundrum. How can I manage to get what I want and still not be happy?
Yeah, exactly. Somehow there's something I'm unhappy about.
Right.
Oh God! Just make a song about it, like everyone else.
All right. So now we have Gordon has said, "Okay, my thing is over." So you're now the attacking player, and then you're going to go after the next person, who I believe is Ahil.
Yep.
So, what is Demetheus doing?
So the last time we saw him, he was like in a paralyzed or.
Were you in
was like
stasis?
Yeah, in stasis. Yeah, but that was a while ago. Right now, what we see is that we see the Earth, like an image of the Earth from above. Beyond, behind it, the big sun glowing, and then a shadow starts to appear, and kind of in a Star Wars style, like Death Star style, we reveal the image of a gigantic planet-size, like a literal planet slash weapon.
Right.
Come near the solar system.
This is the God Killer.
Oh yeah, and Demetrius, we see Demetrius driving it, make a style, just like pushing forward the controls, and he's,
Well, of course, you've smelled the death of a goddess, so you've got to come.
Still, no. Yeah, maybe he just wants to finish the job. Are you coming down on diamonds?
No. Well, that was part of it, but he's also really pissed off because he's been trying to be nice and talk with people, and that got him paralyzed. So he thinks that he's here to. He has realized that the universe needs someone to look after it.
We have our supervillain.
And I did give infinite energy to the Earth, and it's about time that I collect my battery.
They always have these aggrieved excuses, don't they? All right. Yeah, I'm going to amend things a little. Diamonds is actually away from Earth, but she is in the solar system somewhere. When I said an asteroid, we'll keep it in the asteroid belt just so that Demetrius can be after her.
Sure.
Okay. So that's what Demetrius is doing, which automatically puts Alex's sheet into play. And Gordon, you are the one who assesses now what you're going to do in terms of the abilities, the attacks, and whatnot. Oh, and by the way, if you're headed for the rings of Saturn, you're in the crosshairs.
Well, no, and in fact, no. My body is in the asteroid belt along. Yes.
Oh,
I'm heading for the asteroid belt too.
Well then, it's a party in the asteroid belt.
So as I'm in theory heading for my body, I see this huge weapon of war moving into the solar system, and I sort of maybe recognize it as Demetrius. I have run into him before, and so I'm going to try and induce apathy into him so that he gives up this foolish.
Let go. All of us elder races need to disperse, and we can. Let's just die. Let's just sleep. Let's just
let them do whatever they're going to do.
Right.
And so obviously, I guess I'm going to target his death, his God Killer, with apathy.
Where is the apathy coming from?
So that is that's actually my new trigger.
Oh, okay.
Trigger.
Now, what does this look like? I mean, are you just kind of filling the?
Yeah. Okay. So with that established, yes. So probably what's got to happen at that point is I'll need to go ahead and project my consciousness into his control chamber, taking over the 16 screens he has to show.
Can a man have no privacy in his war weapon planet? Everyone keeps coming in here.
and this image that sometimes looks like a human face and sometimes looks like this weird squid head, explains that our time is gone and that you should retreat beyond the borders of the solar system to either wait or find a new playground.
Incidentally, are you bringing Earth's First Mind? Are you bringing Calvin Wu with you, considering that you have been linked through the augment already?
I imagine we wouldn't be heading off the asteroid belt.
Okay.
Possibly to see him off.
Right.
Saying,
right.
Oh, good night, sweet prince.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Journeying along, and
I mean, you can dream your way there or doorkeep your way there without any trouble. That's not a problem.
No.
Which means we have everybody present.
Nice.
Yes, that's what we're kind of shooting for here.
All right, so let's do this first. Let's throw everyone's hat into it, or do we want to let this contest go by and then continue to play and see where we get?
Maybe this one we could just like let it play, because this is not about if I win.
Right. This isn't all the marbles yet. Okay, but
he's just
right,
right. We are having an argument.
That's right. Yes. So you go right ahead, Gordon.
So let's see, and it's my induced apathy is only a 2W.
Oh, listen to them now. Only a 2W. Yeah.
In any case, I have very strong feelings again about it. I say to you, don't you see? I have lived through this already. I have seen the outcome of all this madness. They cannot go without supervision. I cannot let them die again. So, I'm using my protector of Theron, but they all died because of him.
Well, I was going to say the whole planet is basically blanketed in the tombs of all the people that you let die, right?
Like when you see me in my chamber, like all around me are these projections of all the people I used to know that are now dead. Like instead of photos, like the photos, the images of them.
You have problems. You have issues.
Yeah, I may have to talk with the therapist.
That's right.
I'll roll now, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
There's a 19. That's probably not going to be. That wasn't a great roll, but
you've got it at W2, so
yeah. So it was a failure. Success.
Critical.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to spend a hero point to bump it up to a fumble.
You bump him down to a...
Yeah.
Well, you have to bump him from a success to a failure.
Yeah, but... Right. Yeah, sorry, that.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a critical on a failure.
A critical on a failure is a major victory.
Yep.
What I think I might want to do with Calvin, if it's appropriate, is actually to seek out diamonds.
Okay, but can we hold off on that until we resolve this last bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm going to... I spend one hero point.
Okay, so you are at a minor failure, right? No, you're at a major victory over Earth's First Mind. Okay, right. So let's just do the mechanics real quick. The major victory gives you a +6, and it gives you a -9.
Right. And it'll push it back under a mastery again, so it has to change.
No, it doesn't. No, it's going up. That has to change. It's too crazy to worry about it in both directions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not as much fun.
Yeah.
So while this is visually speaking, I get to resolve like the conflict verbally. So Earth's First Mind is, sort of sent in a spiraling and fragmented, explosion outward from the confrontation. Doesn't mean you have to go anywhere or do anything. I'm just sort of describing it. And the progress of the God Killer is unimpeded as it blasts away like a major piece of Ganymede. Or something like that. One of them. So yes.
Saturn has another asteroid belt now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So that's happening. All right. Other people. You said you wanted to contact Morgan. You said Calvin wants to contact Diamonds and deal with Diamonds in some way.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the procedure there is. I mean, Angel would probably be the framing player now.
No, we're not switching. We're staying in the situation.
Okay, staying in the situation. Right.
So it's basically free play.
Okay. In that case, yes, Calvin wants to contact Diamonds and attempt to rekindle her powers.
Okay.
With some specific provisos.
Right. Well, let's see. I don't think it's a problem to rekindle the powers. All you have to do is pay a hero point and make an ability on your own sheet.
Okay, then.
That's not a problem. If you want to then do a contest, basically to try and shape what happens or how she does it,
right,
or some way, then you can go ahead and do that. But you would do it in an interesting way such that you would use that ability. Oh, no. You have lots and lots of options. Make the new ability, and then you use an ability to make that ability bigger.
Okay.
And you do that as a difficulty roll.
Okay, then.
So that way you don't have to worry about anything going down.
Okay. Right, I will spend a hero point, and I will create an ability, Diamond's Pain of Solitude.
Ooh. So let's go back to the fiction. You're attempting to rekindle her as a power. That's the main thing right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you've done that by creating the ability. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So the next question is, what do you want to do? You want to reduce so you've rekindled that, but now you want to reduce the fuck home. That's the idea?
Yeah,
okay.
I just make the argument that there's no reason why she can't live peacefully on Earth. I mean, I've been doing it for decades, and we're family in a certain sense, so if one of us can do it, there's no reason why the other can't. And I've never had a sister before, so, that could be an interesting experience.
That's actually kind of nice. Are you going to say you're sorry for depowering her in the first place?
Yes, I am sorry that it came to that, but families need a certain amount of structure as well.
I see. Alex, you are the owner of the targeted ability. So, are you going to defend against this?
Yes. Wait a second. I've got the choice whether to or not, right?
Well, yes, I think so. If you don't, then he rolls against a difficulty, and that's the amount by which, if he wins, fuck home is reduced. Which is fine. I mean, if you just want to go ahead and live with that, that's fine.
No, I'll use fuck home to defend, but it's a very similar thing will happen anyway, right? So I'll defend with fuck home. Right,
that's true. Right. Okay. Well, she's not going to go down without a fight, basically. Right? Okay. So let's do that. Roll. I believe that is also at 13. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And Morgan is using that freaking psychology, which is just grotesque at this point. Did it ever jump a mastery?
I don't think it jumped up another mastery. It's just a 12W at the moment.
Okay.
So anyway, I rolled a 4, so that's a success.
So he got a critical. What did you get?
I failed.
Okay, critical on a failure is a major victory, which will remove it from play, and it will make the psychology go up by 6 points.
Righto.
Right. Now, you could make the psychology go up to 9 points, go up by 9 points.
I'm going to keep my last hero point in reserve anyway.
Okay. So, good enough.
I don't have any hero points left. It's 0 now, so I can.
Okay, so but it goes, psychology goes up by 6. So it's now an 18 mastery, I think.
18W, yeah.
Yeah. And so Fuck Home is gone. And so this actually is probably a big, tearful, I'm sorry, what can we do, brother or sister kind of thing going on.
Can I say, I guess we've been hurt a lot, you just want to run away.
Right.
But I guess it's time to fight for something now.
Right.
I take the hand of Azimuth.
All right. Wow. Well, this is sort of the climactic moment from that old meeting in the three of you in the bar. Right?
Yeah.
Well, now, we are still in the same scene in free play, and should I point out that in the background of this touching moment we have... has anybody looked up recently?
There's like a shadow hovering.
It's like, ooh, wait a minute.
On the command deck of the God Killer, the image of the Earth's first mind has been replaced by Earth getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right. Well, actually, I'm going to say that it's Earth's first mind's fragmented and screaming consciousness that blows into Diamonds and Calvin on their asteroid first. So, like a wind of torment. And that sort of shatters the mood, and then they're kind of looking around, and then they see the God Killer. So, Now what? Who's against who?
I suggest
my original objective remains, which is I'm going to use Earth as a charging battery for the weapon.
Who has on their sheet anything to do with the welfare of Earth? No, not you.
Well, I do have police investigations.
No.
And I do have Brother Ken, a social worker estranged since father's death, who is now supervisor at Cynthia White's Responsible Parenthood Institute. So I do have at least some investment in one member of the Earth's population.
Correct, but I was thinking, well, we might think about that one. But yeah, actually, the Ken will be targeted by this ability. Gordon, anything on your sheet about the welfare of Earth, the fate of Earth,
Well, we've got. I am the supporter of Cynthia. I am empathetic to individuals. Servant of sentience is the big one, of course.
Yeah.
And I could make an argument that survivor of extinction kicks in too.
I'm thinking about what's being targeted if Earth is destroyed. What is the ability that would drop in your case? So the only one at the moment is Cynthia. What about for Diamonds? Or rather, what's that?
No, there's nothing on my sheet.
All right. So in other words, all of you... Well, this is actually kind of interesting. What this means is that very little of yours, very little about you will go away. Ken will go away. Cynthia will go away. If you just let the God Killer go and take down Earth. All of you are ready to walk away from it, more or less, although Calvin and Diamonds were talking about, we're talking about going back to Earth. But none of you have much in the way of abilities, just a couple of relationships.
Unless you create one.
Well, I'm not saying, hold on, we're not talking about things you would use to defend. I'm talking about things that will be damaged.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that right now, Demetheus' actions are not threatening you guys very much. And that's okay. You all have a reason to turn your backs. Will you?
Oh, no. I mean, if I'm aware that there is a God killing... If I'm aware there's a planet killing weapon pointed at Earth, then Yeah, I'm definitely interposing.
Well,
Okay, we have one hero among us. Any others?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone want to throw in with Demetrius?
No, I mean, I've just been convinced that my whole hatred of Earth was because I'm trying to escape my wounds. So now I'm
Right. Okay. What about Earth's first mind, who really, really was about to turn his back on it?
That's true. You were like, I'm done, I'm retiring, I'm going to buy a boat and travel alone.
Yeah, so I think at the moment he is watching Diamonds and yeah, he's troubled that Demetrius is an outside force that may lead to the extinction of humanity, but he's not really ready to do anything about it just yet.
Demetrius, or rather, Earth's first mind, you're always just troubled.
Yes, quite often.
What I'm going to say is this. If you sit this one out, this may be the end of our entire game right here. So, you can, but keep in mind
what I'm thinking is that when he sees, if he sees an actual resistance forming, he might be inspired to join in at that point.
My understanding is that standing on an asteroid or azimuth and Diamonds, hand in hand, alone, tiny, in the way of the planet-sized God-Killer. Standing resolutely with their feeble but defiant powers flickering in space, in the endless night of space.
Okay, well, that's what he was waiting for.
Okay.
The appropriate invitation there. Although I think he's still... So what makes sense to me at that point is he's going to try and help them. He's going to try and comb through his vast knowledge and let them know something about the weaknesses that a god killer might have that would allow them to stop it in its inexorable destruction of the planet.
Well, since we can run this as an extended contest, the question is whether you're going to do augments and sort of stand out of the contest and just run augments, or whether you're going to be actually in the exchanges themselves, attacking and defending on your own.
I think it makes a lot of sense if you were there for augments, because I mean he has been
for Earth's first mind. Yeah, okay. But Diamonds and Calvin are participants.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, it's not what the player would prefer, but I think it's what makes sense for the character.
All right. Whichever. Group extended contest. This is going to be climactic resolution. Okay, have you chosen your abilities?
Yeah. So, since what I'm going to do is use my own body to channel the energy of the whole Earth into the planet, into the killing weapon.
Well, I mean, you actually personally did just revise the entire energy signature of the Earth not that long ago.
Yeah.
So, it's not like you don't know it.
I'm using being of pure energy.
Being of pure energy. Okay, good enough. And also, do you have any ability regarding the... I was going to say maybe astrophysics as an augmenter?
I have astrophysics professor. Has lived on Earth for a long time. Mentor of Elena Mendez, astrophysics prodigy.
No, none of those really are what I had in mind. As some way to actually... You could like siphon Elena's mind of all her knowledge to, yeah, go ahead and use that. Roll that one.
Oh, that's really cool.
I didn't say like destroy it.
Yeah. But...
It all depends on whether you. It all depends on how I choose to narrate the outcome.
Okay, so that's 18. That's a 2, which is a success.
Yes, and so you have a success on a success, which would give you to do this correctly, a +2, not a +3, to your ability.
Okay.
So.
For forever or just temporarily?
Just for purposes of this contest.
Okay.
So just put it up high, and we'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so then we have, what are you using, Morgan? Something tells me psychologist is not it.
There's no reason not to use psychologist.
It's probably it'll be really effective, actually.
Yeah.
Mine is.
That's true. You did say the main thing this guy needs is a therapist, right? Not a foe.
Yeah, that's true. Eh? That's true.
And I'll probably be augmenting with Dream Fugue.
Okay, so roll Dream Fugue right now. Oh, this is great. Everybody's like augmenting up. It's like everybody's powering up.
That's a 3, so that's a success.
Okay, so it's another +2. I got a success as well. Augments are typically +2. I mean, unless you want to make a hero point too.
Wait, Dream Fugue is a mastery, so that success goes to a critical.
Oh, so +4.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of telling me like what the roll is and then the bump, do the bump automatically.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it. It's like you roll, just give me the final result based on the roll and whatever W's are involved.
Okay.
So therefore that's a +4 then for your augment. So your ability goes up by 4 for this purpose.
Okay.
So it was at an 18 mastery, right?
Yes.
Now is at a 22, or rather 2 mastery 2. You don't have to rename it. It's just an augment.
Okay.
Now, what are you using to augment with, Gordon?
I am using my vast knowledge.
And whom are you augmenting, Diamonds or Calvin?
I think Calvin.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
This is getting tricky.
Not really.
And
my old Hero Wars muscles are flexing. I'm actually on top of like where the numbers are doing. It's kind of weird. It's all like.
I mean, tricky for my cat today.
Oh, I see. Yes. Go ahead, Gordon. Roll.
So I am going to spend my hero point and turn that into a critical.
Okay, so you got a critical and I got a failure. So you got a, in that case, that's a +6 to the psychology. So which just
I know
therefore
a lot
is
about God
right.
Killer.
So this is from an 8 mastery 2 is what Calvin's psychology is at present.
Okay.
Now, all this is leaving out Diamonds, which is very tragic because she's much more important than Calvin as far as I'm concerned. Did I just say that? And so, therefore, GM's pet. And so, Alex, what are you doing? What aspects of your sheet are you using? And I suggest you go big.
Well, so far we've established that Morgan is trying to use the psychology of Azimuth to talk Demetrius down, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to accord with that in any way. You could totally go violent on it, and that is okay. It's all just one big contest. That's the other nice thing about extended contests is they can be multi-vector efforts.
Mm-hmm. Diamonds is still your highest ability, I think, Alex.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So I was thinking of attacking him that way as well, but that's both of us trying to talk him down, which is a bit... Do you know what? No, fuck it. That's...
Yeah, and why not? And why not? Yeah. This is one of those heavy metal pieces where like there's this incredible explosions going off in all these directions, and then there's like this quiet dialogue, running down the middle of the page,
Yes, I'm going to also address him, because I've just got my Diamond's Pain of Solitude on somebody else's sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Right.
like,
What?
Demetrius, grief may seem like a source of power, but it is the power of hatred and of wounds that only grow deeper. Blah, blah, blah.
no. Just, I know how it feels.
Right. Okay. Do you want to augment with anything? Because you can. Look around on your sheet and see if there's anything you can use to augment diamonds.
No, the only thing that would work then is actually Morgan's sheet, which is Diamond's Pain of Solitude.
Oh well, that's okay. So, are we ready?
No, wait. There is something.
I thought so.
I still have Diamond's ex-girlfriend,
Right.
and I've lost my
Right.
lifelong companion. I'm going to augment Diamond's with that.
Excellent. So go ahead and roll that first. Right now. Ooh, I failed.
Success. I crit.
That's a +6.
That's because I've got 2 W's. That's why.
Right. So you've got a +6 to the just the basic diamonds ability.
Okay, so that's 14 W2.
Oh wow, 14 W2. Wow. Psychologist and just diamonds. The two hugest abilities in play, both augmented through the roof. I mean, this is like the true, this is like the power of the human, the power of the emotion, the power of insight over all the cosmic bullshit.
I still have to.
Wow. Is this about outer space or inner space? Ooh. Either way, it's a lot of black ink.
Yeah. So what is going on?
What's
what happens
the answer?
Yeah. I guess you're all trying to talk me down and all that.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but I think it's more than just a conversation with you sitting there with your motors humming. I think you're blowing shit up and on your way to Earth the whole time.
It's basically... It's what they do now in every fucking superhero movies. The big beam in the sky, all the energy of the Earth being sucked into space.
This is the Galactus moment.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And yet, sort of just almost floating there in all their vulnerability are these 3 beings, really, just telling you how they feel.
Let's see if they can get through to me.
The way this is done in an extending contest is that we have pairings. Gordon's character is not in the pairings. You have deliberately chosen to act sort of lobbing into the conflict. And then it doesn't matter. A character can be part of more than one pairing. So therefore we have 2 such things. The first pairing, based on the highest ability in question, is going to be Azimuth on Demetrius. The second pairing is going to be... and what's your current ability right now for the God Killer? Or whatever it is you're using?
For the God Killer right now is 1W, I think. Let me check. Yeah.
Okay. So...
that's not the one I'm using, but that would be the one that targeting probably.
Right. So which one are you using to defend against the psychology?
Being a pure energy? I think
no. Oh, right.
I was going to use that to kind of extract the energy, yeah. But I guess I got interrupted, maybe.
Well, we're just deciding. I mean, what we're interested in is the contest among individuals. So whatever it is that you're doing to actually strike at things is completely different. You can't just sort of augment and augment. That means that what I'm going to say is you had only time for one augment because everybody did it. So I can't let you use the being of pure energy as an augment.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No, I was thinking like, if this is a contest about, I'm going to stop or no, then Protector of Theran is what is motivating me. If this is a contest of do I drain the energy from the earth, then it's being of pure energy.
I actually think both of them are in play. So keep in mind that you can use one against one of them and one against the other if you want.
Sure.
I mean, you could do it that way. Or you could just bag it and choose one of them to be the basic ability and just let the other one be part of the narration. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you succeed against them, destroying the earth is a fairly, or not destroying, but controlling, dominating the earth, completely controlling the flow of energy of every kind forever is, I can see that being kind of part of the package. So let's stick with the contest. Let's stick with the motivational one at the moment. It seems like.
Since this is kind of the important thing, we have to get the big guns. So Protector of Theran.
Right. Okay. And so that ability is scored at what? What's the amount?
13. Double mastery.
So that's higher than Diamond's current total, correct? Oh, so you're coming in first. All right. So who is it that you want to hit first, or what pairing do you want to resolve first? Diamonds or Calvin?
I guess Diamonds, because I have beef with her. We have
history.
History. That's right. Yeah.
Right. I killed your boyfriend. I'll kill you next. Right.
No. I wasn't even present. That was me as a semi GM. Don't meta game me.
Okay. Fair enough. So let's handle that contest right now. And that contest will be handled in terms of resolution points as an exchange, a round. So if you get 5 points of resolution, you're out. The opponent who knocked you out has the choice to do a parting shot, which if it goes well, will give you more resolution points, and so the consequences for you are far worse. But if it goes badly, means you might actually get resolution points, lose resolution points, and come back into the fight after all. So keep the option for parting shots in mind. So let's do it. Rolling. It is Azimuth against Diamonds.
Our mastery's cancelled, right?
Yes, we both have 2 masteries, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
They all go away.
Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, the scale of the conflict is still double mastery. It's just that, when Thor goes up against Loki, they operate basically in the single digits against one another. So let's do it. Roll.
I get success.
A success as well.
Okay. So
is there any cosmic personal?
Right. Good point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so. You may get a hero point because I think Diamonds is person.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
So do you get a hero point for the contest, or do you get it for every roll?
You get a hero point right now. I think you get it for the contest. You're not gonna. Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna get it repeated through each exchange.
Sure. Okay.
So then, let's take it. Right now, the aggressor is Diamonds, so she's got a marginal victory.
And why is he attacking? God killing?
That's not the way it works.
Oh.
Right now, don't worry about that. Right now, it's this is about the contest itself that we care about. Yeah. And so her minor
success on success gives 1 point.
Yes, that will get 1 point to Ahel. Or rather remember, when you get resolution points, this is a whole different metric. We haven't used this very much. Has nothing. These aren't pluses to abilities or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is a box on your sheet you haven't touched yet. It says resolution points. You want it at 0, believe me.
Okay.
You do not want resolution points. You just got one. You could, if Alex is feeling mean and spends a hero point, could easily end you up with 2 instead.
Not yet.
With a hero. Okay. So, therefore, that exchange has gone with 1 point against Demetrius.
I'm going to let it be for now.
Okay. So then we have the next exchange, which is going to be, let's see.
Yeah, and I guess Diamond's words get
That's
to me
tricky.
a little bit.
Right, right.
What is Diamond saying here?
Yeah.
Oh, I said just, I know how it feels. I'm alone now. It hurts. I'm reaching out as a human being to another,
Close enough.
cosmic entity thing. I'm just, it's just pure empathy. Just like, it's shit.
And yeah, Demetrius, he's affected by this because his whole thing is that he's alone, and he's like, I'm the last one of my kind, or whatever. The responsibility is up to me, whatever. So someone is saying I get you.
All right.
It's affecting him.
All right. So next exchange is Calvin versus Demetrius.
Okay.
So again, masteries go away. So it's 14 and 12, right?
How many masters do you have in
Psychology.
I have 8W2 thanks to the augments.
Right.
So
right now you've got an 8 and you've got a 12, I believe. Or 14 or whatever. 13. Okay.
13.
Yeah. Okay, so roll.
That's a
fail.
That's a failure for me as well.
Oh, well, hold on. The way this works is kind of interesting. Because on failure, which we haven't really seen very much, first of all, let me just describe what it would mean without any bumping, okay? With hero points.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you would do is a marginal victory goes to the person with a higher number. So what did your die say?
I
got a 14.
Right. So if you rolled a 16, you rolled a 14, then Morgan would have the marginal victory over Demetrius. Unless anyone wants to start spending hero points to change the meaning of their rolls.
I do want to spend at least 1 hero point because the personal talk is one thing, but this therapy treatment bullshit.
Denial. I invoke denial.
I'm not buying this. I'm not your patient.
Okay.
All right. So that hero point will put you at a success. And your success against a failure will give you a minor victory against Calvin. And that would be 2 resolution points for Calvin. Unless, of course, we're talking about a hero point bidding war for Morgan to decide about.
I don't like the idea of two resolution points. Well, all right.
5 is nasty. You're looking at 5 really quick, aren't you?
Yeah. All right, I will spend my 1 hero point.
All right, so now it's success on success, and Calvin was the kind of the aggressor in this. Still kind of tricky. That particular mechanic is not working well for me. That who's the aggressor thing, especially in extended contests. I need to talk about that with the line developer to see how on earth that is actually supposed to work. Because that's not really satisfying me much in these mechanics.
Yeah, I just wrote a note on my sheet to send an email to mention that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not. It's so it works better in the simple contest because it's real easy. Who's the aggressor? In the extended contest, when it's literally supposed to be out of everybody, kind of hacking at everybody simultaneously, it's not as easy. So
are you supposed to trade back and forth? Who's the aggressors? Because there are multiple rounds here. We've done it once with one side.
No, but each round is a pairing, not an action of this person. Each round is a clash.
Yeah.
Both are active.
Okay.
The mechanic they used to use was whoever rolled highest, but still under, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it does. That's sort of, I guess, what we could go with here. That's what they do for failure on failure, and that's what they do for critical on critical, is just look at the highest roll and say that the marginal victory goes to that person. So for success on success, by definition, they're both under. You could still go with highest roll.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we should do. Who got the highest roll in that exchange? Did we just... We already extended. We already resolved that, right? Right.
There was a 16 and
So if you spend a hero point to match his hero point, so instead of failure on failure, it's success on success, we're back where we started. That's a bidding war for you, Angel. That's what they do.
And that would be 2...
Right. No, that would be 1. It's marginal. It's still a marginal victory. So that's 2 resolution points, or 1 resolution point against you, I think.
Okay. You know what? I'll let it go.
Okay. So, well, wait. When you say let it go, do you mean you're spending the hero point or not?
No. It's success and success. So
right. So both of you spend a hero point, and you get hit with the resolution. Okay. So cool. All right. Well, that was actually fairly significant in terms of game currency. So I think the artist blew a whole lot on that one. So yeah, Diamonds reached him, and Calvin tried, and he denied it, but he couldn't make himself believe his own denial.
Keep talking.
You guys got inside. Yeah, I know. Damn it. You know.
I just show him a vision of a bleached and desiccated Earth if he keeps going on his current course.
Right.
Just like vision of an apocalyptic Earth.
Yeah, I mean, if you manage every little bit of energy, all you're going to get is entropy. Right. Eventually. So. Control is not the solution, which is exactly what you told Chin Lao. Matter of fact. So, wow, we're actually making sense. Let's see if we can... Yeah. Man, this is really starting to make a lot of sense.
I see it now.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Cool. Let's take a look at this, what we do next, which is just we continue with these exchanges. Okay, Gordon, here's something you need to know. You're still in the fight. Mm-hmm. And unless you want to join in and like make a pairing of your own, which let's not worry about at the moment, you would basically continue to roll these assists, which operate as augments. And you can use, and what's important about them is that the difficulty for them goes up as you keep going. In other words, you don't just keep going against like the same number over and over again, my opposing roll. It's going to get harder and harder and harder to do it.
Okay, so, and that may be why I might choose, like, for example, obviously this first time I only gave 1 augment, not for both pairings. And that makes sense because it's going to get harder and harder, so I may be waiting for another time to use it.
Sure.
Okay.
The question is, right now, the reason I've gone through this is to ask, are you going to assist at this time?
So I gave assistance last time to Calvin. I want to assist Diamonds in the next go-round.
And what are you going to use to do with it?
And what I'm going to do is use my ability to read the memory of Demetrius to give Diamonds a hint about what he actually values and treasures about Earth as it is now, as opposed to what it needs to become.
Oh, that's
playing dirty.
Memory of Earth as it is.
Gordon, roll the ability right now.
And God gosh, I have a critical.
Critical on a success is a minor victory. Minor victory will give a +4, unless you want to bump it up with a hero point, in which case it'll be a +6.
Let's hold on to my last hero point. So.
Okay, so that's +4 to diamonds.
Okay.
Just in time for the first exchange, Demetrius versus diamonds.
And are these augments cumulative, or do they just last for the one exchange?
Well, I think that these are cumulative, because I'll have to double check that, because I don't know. Now that I think about it, I think that they aren't cumulative. I can't see that they are.
Yeah, no, that would.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they were, but they aren't. Not from that, right?
So that means our own augments from the start of the combat also disappear. So
I think they. I've been kind of struggling with that in my mind. I think they ought to.
Okay.
Makes it hard to. It's more bookkeeping, unfortunately, but on the other hand, it keeps things from getting stale, and it makes the increased difficulty of the assists mean something. It's like, well, I've already got +18. Who cares if he gives me another +2? And it's like, this is more important. I mean, he gave me the +4 last time. This time, it's gone now. Can he give me the assist or not? Or sooner or later, he's like, well, I'm tired of rolling against 10 mastery for the, as the difficulty climbs. I'm going to jump in now. Right.
So because my assist on myself has disappeared, I would now be going from 14 back down to 8, back up to 12 because of his assist.
Right. Okay. So 12 mastery. So therefore, it is at this time Demetrius on diamonds. So ready?
Yeah.
Good roll.
Do you get a success if I have a 13 on my ability and I got a 13 on the dice? Is that a success or a failure?
That's a success.
Okay. So mine is a success.
Actually, it's the best roll you could possibly get, except for a 1.
I get success on an 8.
Aha, but Demetrius has the higher roll, so it's a marginal victory against you.
Finally.
Right. So are we going to leave with that, or are we going to press it one way or the other?
I think I'm going to press it.
Watch those hero points all burn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my last one. But yeah.
Okay. So in that case, it'll be 2 resolution points for diamonds.
Okay, I can live with that for the time being.
Okay. So next exchange.
I will forego stepping in on that one.
Okay, good. Ahel and Morgan.
All right, I'm down to 2W2.
Well, wait, hold on. You guys both have 2 mastery, right, on this?
Yes.
So you just have a 2.
Yeah, 2.
And he has a 13.
And that's failure.
So what'd you roll, Ahel?
A 1.
Oh, no. I don't know how to make GIFs out of these video recordings, but if I did, the different faces that you guys make and stuff, like as little like repeating GIFs, would be really, really, really funny. Or we could put all my little drug pantomimes together that I've done this whole time. Just string them all into one big GIF.
And
I think that's
you
pretty
don't
funny.
have any hero points either, right?
No, I'm out of hero points, yeah.
Oh no, so it is a critical on a failure. And a critical on a failure is over here.
3.
How many? 3 resolution points.
Ooh.
For Calvin.
So yeah, I think I think you do talk. Well, no,
you guys talked a good game to start. You know,
Yeah.
he leaked a tear.
And then, like you mentioned, like something like you hit a nerve somewhere. Like you mentioned, like you are just going to do this, like you are just going to make the same mistake all over again. It was all your fault.
Right. So I'm going to say that to narrate this particular exchange's outcome, I've got lots of things I could do. One of them is that all of the worst aspects of the personalities of the dead people on your home planet start like speaking to you, like all their worst instincts, all their worst desires, all their resentments of you.
Supposed to be winning here.
Right, but the point being to but it motivates you further to want to control the Earth. And that of course, you know, the asteroid is pulverized, and the entities of Diamonds and Calvin and Earth's First Mind are spread, atomized, and dispersed across the solar system, and will have to coalesce again in order to, but will only be like spiritual shadows of atomized particles. So let's do it. Gordon, where's your character? What's your character going to do at this time?
Do you want to switch teams? There's still in time,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, no. So the extreme failure of this last go round was when he thought he had found a really great memory that would help, and it just turned out not to be that way. So I think the next will be Diamonds again.
Oh, you're going to assist?
So
I thought you were going to join in, because that would be really cool.
Yeah, no, I think at this point, but the next, okay, yeah, you're right. If I join in, then it's now I'm a new pairing.
Right.
And so, yeah, he feels kind of guilty that somehow what he found as a memory is what caused Demetrius to harden his resolve and begin to suck even more energy into his control. So, yeah, he's going to step in and say that
I think all the people on Earth are just turning into boring, neutral, bland-looking energy beings, just like Demetrius himself.
Hey! No, that's accurate.
I resemble that remark.
That's right, yeah. Gordon, come on.
Yeah, so he's going to try and scare Demetrius out of this mode. He's going to reveal his terrifying visage and say, reconsider. You have no idea the dangers that you are facing. There is more to Earth than humanity, and they will strike out against you if you continue along this path.
Like
Bear
me.
in mind that super versus cosmic.
Yeah.
What's for me? Well, we don't get.
You
get
do.
Hero points.
Yeah.
Oh.
At the beginning of each exchange. So who gets the hero point? Ooh, super versus cosmic. Yeah, Angel gets it.
Wait, we get them at the start of each exchange?
No, I meant at the beginning of each entry into the contest.
All right.
Come on, Gordon, I need this one. Don't change your mind now.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what came to mind, so that's what's happening.
All right, roll.
Do I need to pick what I'm targeting? Or
No. Not in an extended contest. Yeah. It's just they just clash. So, yeah. In many ways, it's kind of nice. The simple contests in this game in Cosmic Zap are pretty weirdly cornered with all the different things that can happen of the abilities. The extended contests are structurally more contests than the simple ones, but the ability use is actually simpler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. So go, Gordon.
Failure becoming a success. So I have a success.
Well, wait. Double check. Start from the beginning. What's your rating?
So I'm at 4W on this one.
Right. What's your rating, Ahel?
13.
No. What's your real rating?
Oh.
13 mastery 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 13 mastery. And Gordon, what was yours?
I just got a plain 4.
And you just got a plain 4. So roll.
I already rolled.
What was it? What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Another one?
I'm like, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a failure.
Let me
Critical?
check.
Critical, yeah. Critical on a failure is going to be what? 3 resolution points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 2. Yeah.
Okay, so Gordon, do you have any hero points you want to spend?
I now have 3 resolution points.
Right. Okay. So yes, we have I think that we see, that he blows right through the Silurian. In fact, I'm going to say the planet killer's like beams like lance through you and like shatter you. So.
We established that Demetrius has already destroyed one ancient civilization of power.
Yeah.
So this threat's.
Yeah. All right. Well, you see, his whole goal is to control Earth and to make it into the paradise that his previous planet, never became.
Yeah.
And he'll do that by controlling every single electron going wherever it is it's supposed to go as he sees fit, all the time, forever. And everybody will therefore be happy.
Nothing of that silly free will.
Right.
Choice, broke music, all that has to go.
Right. Excellent. Okay, so let's do it. That was the exchange. Next exchange is with diamonds.
Yeah, this one is probably going to not be. I'm not going to be that is looking at them.
Well, that is 2 1s that you rolled in a row.
Yeah, that's not happening again.
What do you say, Alex?
I say, but if you control everybody, you will still be alone. You can't create meaningful connections unless you approach people as equals.
Sing a song. Sing a little song.
Let me get my guitar.
That's right. That's right.
Sure.
But what would the world be without Bus Stop by the Hollies?
So your band needs to augment you with that claim.
No, there's no time for augments now. Yeah,
and my contra argument will be like, once I have dominion over the earth, we all be one, and once we are one, no one will be alone.
Good comeback.
But we'll see how if this works.
I always thought that was a basic flaw in that whole "we are all one" thing. I was kind of like, yeah, but I don't like that person.
So
what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, you have double mastery, right? So he's
right. Both of you are rolling the raw value. Go ahead.
I fail.
I got a 2, so it's a success.
Okay, so failure on success is a minor victory, which is going to be 2 resolution points against diamonds.
Mm-hmm. What is going on?
Demetrius is winning. That's what's going on.
Yes.
No. Okay, it's time to spend all of my hero points.
Oh my goodness! So you're going to take that failure and you're going to turn it into a critical?
That'd be. Oh no! I can spend 2 to turn it into a critical.
Yes, and you can spend a 1 more if you have it to turn him into a failure.
That's what I'll do.
Critical on a failure.
Jesus Christ.
Major victory.
That will be 5.
How many? No, complete victory is 5. I believe that would be a
3.
3. A critical against a failure is 3 resolution points, which would bring you up to 4 in that particular exchange or that particular pairing.
Okay. Okay, if anyone is going to kicking me out this time.
Right.
So I'm really close. Like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is irresponsible," or "Yeah, your father did whatever. You don't have to feel guilty." That's bullshit. But she's talking like superior being to superior being.
All right.
And I do feel alone.
Right. All right. Excellent. Let's take it to the next exchange with Calvin.
Righto. Okay. I've got no augments, which means my psychologist has gone down to just 18W.
Which is right. So that means you've got 18, and that means that you've got a 13W, right, Ahel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one mastery.
Okay, let's roll.
So with the one mastery, that will be a critical.
Right, I got a success.
Critical on a success is a minor victory against you.
Right.
Which is going to be 2 resolution points.
Okay. That brings you up to 5 resolution points in total, which I think puts me out of the conflict.
Does Ahel want to do a parting shot against you? Which is another roll hoping to do more resolution points against him. However, if you lose, that gives him resolution points, and since he's at 5, that will... Oh, no, it takes away, that would take them away, and so that would mean he would be back in the fight. In other words, a parting shot, if you lose, doesn't give you resolution points, it gives him his resolution points back if you lose it.
No, I cannot risk it. Like okay. I'm a number, and this is just like we don't have that a strong relationship. I don't care. Like I don't need to beat him down completely.
Right. Okay, so Calvin is spun out of the conflict, evicted at the moment. Your energies completely sucked dry and into the sphere of the God Killer.
My dream presence shows a granite head shattering into fragments and drifting apart.
Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Ooh, very nasty. Next exchange. Right.
Yeah, I just turn around and I say, 1 down, 2 to go.
Okay. Diamonds, what do you say? Remember, you've got... Okay, go for it.
Oh, wait, is it not Gordon?
Right, sorry. Yes, it's Gordon now.
Yeah.
Earth's First Mind.
Yes, so his terrifying visage did not seem to really cause any hesitation.
No. I've seen worse.
And so he's going to... gosh, he's got so much damage here. He's the best. I think the best he can do is gather some strength from knowing that he is on the side of thought and of understanding that these humans deserve a chance to find their own answer to the problems.
What ability is this?
This is Servant of Sentience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good enough. Yeah. Because he's going to render everybody non-sentient, basically. So
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's at a 5W. So I really have a 5.
And he's got a 13W.
Yep.
Oh, well, I do just about as good as I can with a 5, so I have a success.
That's a 10.
That's going to be a critical. If you roll a 10, you have a critical. Critical on a success is a minor victory against.
And I've got a hero point left, so I'm going to turn mine into a critical as well.
If you do a critical on a critical, then it's going to go to whoever had the higher roll, which he rolled a 10 and you rolled a 5. So you're going to take 1 resolution point.
That's 1 is better than...
Right.
Okay, works for me.
Okay, he's still in there like pitching away.
Yeah, I think reason is just not going to work with me at this point. Sadly.
All right, Alex, what's up with you?
I say, Kelvin can't speak to his brother. Earth's first mind's also a survivor of a dead race. We're here.
You're not alone. That may work.
They might be too proud, but I'm telling you, right?
Right. All right. Roll, both of you, with your naked below 20, unbumped, no masteries here, okay. All pretenses gone rolls.
So, success for me.
I failed.
Oh.
And this is when I use my last hero point to bump me up to a critical.
Critical on a failure is a major victory. That's 3 resolution points.
Mm-hmm. And I think that knocks Diamonds out.
Yeah, knocks me out. Yep.
Oh no!
And you're saying that Aniel gets resolution tracks for each of us?
That's right.
Okay.
And right now, with Diamonds, I was at 4, so I was like really close.
Right. I don't know if I'm Morgan. I don't know if I'm misplaying this. I'm doing the best I can, basically. So we'll have to. I'll review the SRD and see, whether I screwed it up or not. But right now, let's just go with it the way it is. My understanding is that the different pairings each have its own resolution point total, and what's kind of interesting is that the result for his character does total them all up.
Yeah,
they don't kick him out individually, but when we look at the final result for him, if he picked up a bunch, he might end up with like 8 resolution points against him at the end of the contest, even if he wins it by being the last one standing.
Yeah, like my character probably is going to die even if I win.
Right. So this is going to this is going to be kind of interesting. So let's take a look at the last exchange ? Earth's first mind against Demetheus.
So yeah, I think I leave the Diamond floating in space.
Right.
And I I turn to the other, the last remaining one. I say something like, "Only, if only that could be possible, but I'm afraid we are all alone."
Roll.
So how we mastery wise? Well, what are you using?
He's going to start telling you about his friend Cynthia and how long and hard she's fought to keep humanity on the right track. And
what is her rating?
Itself.
What's your value?
She's 17.
I'm going to use the God Killer finally. It's time to end the job.
So what's its rating?
1W.
1W against a 17. Now we're talking. Yeah. Now we're talking. This is quite interesting. Okay, everybody roll.
All right. Ooh. Okay, I have a success, and I will spend my hero point, so I have a critical.
I have a success. Yes, a success.
Critical on a success is, I believe, 2 resolution points against Demetheus.
Yeah, and I have no hero points.
Right. Okay. So how many resolution points? It's 2, and then how many do you have? 2, correct, Gordon?
I have 4.
You have 4 resolution points, and Demetheus has 2 resolution points in this pairing. Okay.
I managed to score a point here, but I'm still looking really bad in the long run.
Right. Well, so I don't know. This is it. Last exchange. Let's go.
And since that worked for him, he's going to press that same thing again. Oh, but he fumbled.
Oh, Demetheus, what do you get out? What do you get at?
Let's see.
Finally, the dice speak, right?
18, which is a failure. Sorry, that's a success.
Okay, so that's a success on fumble.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Which will give Gordon 3 resolution points.
All right, I'm out at 6.
7. You were at 4 and you got
7.
3. Right, out at 7.
Yeah, I'm out at 7.
Out at 7, out at 5, out at 5. So, well, how many resolution points do you have total, Angel?
7 in total for me.
Okay. Climactic consequence.
I'm not going to care of this alive, that's for sure.
Okay, everybody who took 5 is impaired.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon is injured with 7. And how many total did you have?
7.
Also injured. So personally, I think that the consequences in the system as written are awfully feeble, especially for climactic consequences. I want to see half the characters dead, right? I want to see the end of Macbeth. I want to see the end of Othello. I want to see the end of Hamlet, right? That's what I want to see. Then the nature of the conflict itself. I got to squint at this one more time. Well, this is kind of the question. We just total up all the resolution points and then take the difference. I think it's a little bit tricky. Well, I'm going to spitball it.
Mm-hmm.
Collectively, you guys had how many resolution points scored against you? 5, 5, and 7, right? So that's 17. How many did you have scored against you? 7, right? So that's a difference of 10. So 10 resolution point difference, according to this chart anyway, basically means that the victory is complete. I don't know if that's actually the way it's supposed to be done, but that's ultimately...
And the thing you send us, it looks like the difference only happens in the rising action and the climax.
Correct. Never mind that. Right. But both of those tables are only about individual consequences, nothing to do with the contest.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Right. So that whole business about the distinction, that's only about individual consequences.
So
I'm talking about contest outcomes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That would mean that my consequences against me are going to be much higher when I go against many more people.
Right.
But also my win is much powerful.
Right. So, well, I think it makes sense, but I'm not sure I'm really following the rules as written, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. But the ultimate effect, therefore, is we end up with the bummer ending. We end up with the bland, energetic, control of Earth and the failure of empathy, the death, the ultimate
childhood's end.
I was going to say the ultimate bland, humming, one-note resolution of the New Prague.
It's all done.
The sound of a guitar plugged in.
Right.
And that's why you run away.
That's right. Cool. So, guys, I think we did it.
Yeah.
I think we actually did it.
Prometheus succeeds in his goal of converting the Earth into this perfect humming electronic clockwork machinery.
That's right.
What happens to Prometheus himself?
Prometheus himself is injured. Is the technical term. And you guys end up injured and impaired variously, whatever that means. I'm not sure that means much in our context.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a do or die sort of a scenario.
Yeah, me too. I was a little bit. The game does not seem built to slaughter characters.
No.
Yeah, that's clearly a deficiency.
Well, in Hero Wars, the original Hero Wars, where you invested these action points into the rolls, and then the rolls gave you like multiples of how much. Anyway, the point is that you could invest an immense amount into defeating a particular character so that you killed them. Here, that doesn't seem quite as possible. So, it's something I'll talk about with Ian. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think that's playtest number 1 for the game building playtest for Cosmic Zap.